Alright, I got a few parts from Galloway to test out in my Max-9 here. I've already installed their grip panels here that they offer. We'll go over that in a second. I got their trigger here and also the captured guide rod and spring, stainless steel. So we'll shoot the gun factory stock first, other than with this grip obviously already installed. Got some steel to knock down, got my gong set there, paper targets. So we'll run it factory configuration first, other than the grip like I said, and then we'll install the trigger and stainless guide rod and whatnot and see what kind of improvement there is. Now, I already shot it in the previous video. I featured this firearm in with this grip panel on it. I installed it for that very reason, because that was part of that video. Love this thing. I was complaining originally when I compared this to my GX4 that I like the grip on the GX4 a lot better, and this one was slipping in my hands. I kept having to like readjust my hands, and especially if my hands were sweaty. I no longer have that issue with this grip panel. So for $11 or $12, this thing is absolutely awesome. I no longer have the hand slippage issue. I get a much better grip on there. Also, I think I have it here, yeah. Part of that, no, I already set it up. I'm a dummy. They also give you a little piece for the extended 12 round mag here to continue that grip onto the 12 round mag. So that's already fully installed. Like I said, I've already utilized it in the previous video featuring this. Absolutely love this grip. Can't beat it for 11, 12 bucks. The trigger here, it's obviously a flat face compared to the curved trigger on the factory trigger there. But the big deal about this trigger is it takes out a lot of the take up of the factory trigger. A lot of people complain how far forward this trigger sets, and it has a lot of take up. It is empty, okay? So you got all this movement here before you finally get back to your wall. And the Galloway trigger greatly reduces that. Plus it gives you that flat face, and personally I think it's just going to look awesome in there with red along with their grip panel. They do make it in black as well if you don't want that bright red, but I like the way the red one looks. And then of course their stainless guide rod and spring here. This is a factory weight, but they do have a plus 10%. So if you want a stronger spring, you can do that. But if you want to go tighter, if you're going to run a lot of hot loads through your Max-9, you definitely want to go with the stronger spring. But even if you just run standard pressure, the stronger spring will help with recoil a little bit and get you back on target quicker. But this is the factory spec weight. It's just their upgraded rod and spring. So other than the grip panels, we'll go ahead and run it in factory form. Like I said, these did make a huge difference for me. No more slippage in my hand, so I can already report back on that. Those things are awesome. I love them. But let's go ahead and run it as is with the factory trigger, factory guide rod, and everything. Probably start out on the paper here, do some nice slow shooting group. Then we'll do some fast pace, kind of same thing on the gong. Might do some back and forth double taps, what have you. We'll reach out there, knock some of those pins down. I'll probably walk up close first to hit them and then come back here. Currently that's set at 7 yards, gong set at 10 yards, and the back row from right here is 15 yards. And keep in mind, that's smaller than a headshot back there at 15 yards if we get them from back here. If you're looking for a good budget rangefinder, this comes in well under $100. It's been my companion for the last 3 or 4 years. Link in the description for that if you want to check it out. Definitely a little harder with that 10 rounder in there. I missed a couple on the plate on the second mag, which was the 10 rounder. Doesn't give you as good as grip. All right, let's see if I can get those from back here. Nice, slow, steady fire. 15 yards. All right, that was actually over 50 rounds. I had a few extra in this baggie here with the factory setup other than their grip panel there. So go ahead and install their guide rod and trigger here and give her another go. All right, there's everything installed. Clearly you can tell the new trigger's in there. There's the old factory rod, so we are ready to go. Which, by the way, before I get too far ahead of myself, again, we are empty. So here's your take up now with the Galloway trigger. And that's it. The safety thing does work. It lets me go a little farther when I pull it in. But that's it. You can see the trigger's not nearly as far forward. You got almost no take up now. And then the brake. Let me get the reset real quick. Okay, and then your reset. I think the reset's about the same as factory, maybe a little shorter. But the biggest thing is this reduces your take up astronomically, which is going to help you on your follow-up shots, and just overall it's a much better feeling trigger. Like I said, you got the flat face instead of the curved. But let's run it and see what it does for me. That is way better. Wow, that trigger, it just feels way better, but also it's helping my accuracy because the reset, it's, you know, you don't got all that floppy play in it and whatnot, so I'm not, I guess, jerking the trigger as much. I don't know. Way better accuracy. I was staying on target better. I think part of that's that guide rod, even though it's the factory spring weight. But, God, that's a massive difference. Yeah, you can see there too. I mean, other than the two that I pulled, it's placing them a lot more centralized. Yeah, holy crap. I think I'm gonna roll my first attempt with everything factory in here right next to that one, because that was a massive difference. I got going a little too fast on that second to last one because I got a little overconfident, because I was running like twice as fast and just knocking them over no problem. So I took 3 shots on that one just because I was going too fast, but that was a drastic difference between factory. Let's go out here 15 yards again. Oh, geez. I mean, even that was twice as fast too. 15-yard headshots, easy. Big difference. I got a little sloppy there on the plate, but man, what a massive difference this makes. I didn't realize it until editing this video, but that was actually twice the distance with the Galloway parts on the steel plate there than what I did with the factory setup. I mean, I'm not only noticing that obviously the trigger is way better, but my muzzle rise and like just the follow-up shot so much faster. Even though that's the factory spring weight, that guide rod is working magic, man. All right, well, I am out of ammo, and I mean, but that's all the ammo I need. The first mag, it was already extremely apparent. I mean, what a difference. I don't know, I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what else to say. Firm believer. That trigger's awesome. But also just man, again, I'm kind of speechless. This thing runs amazing now compared to what it was. You know, the trigger's helping me out on accuracy there with just a better overall trigger and brake and reset and whatnot. Like I said, the main difference is that you got a way less take up, but I believe it's a slightly shorter reset. I apologize for not getting that on camera or whatnot, but regardless, it made a huge difference. And then also that stainless guide rod of theirs and spring, even though I requested the factory weight, which it is, I mean, there's a big difference keeping that thing on target. Like, I don't know, with the factory, it was just the nose would wobble around for a second before you could get it back on target. Now it's just like, it comes back so quick, so you're just ready to go again, and then that trigger's helping you be more accurate. And that was crazy. I was running quick for 15-yard headshots, hit every single one in a row. Like, it was nothing. It was super easy. And then, of course, like I hit on earlier, these grip panels are awesome as well. So it gives me a way better grip than factory. But that's going to do it, guys. If you got a Max-9, I highly recommend these upgrades. I mean, all three came in a little under $100, and it's definitely worth it. But if you just want one, if you just want a better trigger, that's $40. If you just want a better grip, that's $11 or $12. If you want the muzzle flip to be more controllable, and or if you want a stiffer spring, that was like $30 or $40. So absolutely loving this thing. Now I'm gonna have a hard time selling this on later down the road to get something else. I might not. I'm loving it. If you guys want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in any of my videos, links are in the description. Earmuffs I wear, safety glasses, target stand there, paper targets I use, steel targets even, rangefinder like I mentioned earlier, and way more. Links in the description for all of that. You may not even want to watch the original review video after seeing how much better it is here today, but I'll post a link in the description if you want to check out the original review video on the Max-9. Also, if you own one of these, highly recommend you check out the video. I had an issue with this where I had to send it back to Ruger. It's kind of a lot to explain in the efforts of trying to keep this video relatively short, so just go check out that video. But basically, it has something to do with this gate right here for your takedown pin, and it can cause the gun to jam up while firing, which could obviously get you killed. So if you have one of these, you definitely want to take care of that. I'll put a link in the description of that video as well. You should check it out and send yours in, or at least call them up and check with your serial number, see if yours is one of the ones affected, so you can get that taken care of before it costs you your life. But mine's ready to go. I've already gotten it back from Ruger. It was super quick, and now it's better than ever thanks to Galloway. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and I'll catch you on the next one.